Slop City Podcast!
Oh, that's beautiful.
No, I can't. I have these two dumb bitches podcast studio in my dining room, okay? Are we recording? Okay, well, let's just move on from that and save that story for later. Whoa, baby.
I'm gonna start because I'm feeling vibrant. Let me put these headphones in. I'm just gonna go right off the bat. It wasn't recording. Was it not recording?
Well, before it wasn't, we were getting prepared, okay? So,
Yeah, well.
yeah. Libbie, say that again. You were feeling vibrant.
I
You'd
was
like
feeling
to start.
vibrant. I want to start because for the second. I thought Randy was having a thing over there. For the second episode that you're seeing, I look ugly.
You're wearing the same shirt, I think. Didn't you wear that? No, never mind. You just wore that yesterday.
I wore it last night. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I look really ugly, and I know that. And typically when I do a podcast, I like to throw in a little rouge.
I like to throw in a little razzle-dazzle.
Razzle-dazzle. And,
yeah.
I might not look good, but the way I feel inside, I can't explain it. So I'm hoping you just give me a little grace on my appearance for yesterday's episode, or last Tuesday's, today, and next Tuesday's. I'm not going to look good.
Last Tuesdays, you actually did look good. You looked very naturally beautiful. Today, looking a bit sickly. And the blanket around the top really isn't helping. When somebody has a blanket around the top, they're doing one of three things.
Aging.
Aging rapidly. Doing a Free People ad, getting ready to get fucked. You know, holding a cup of coffee with their little blankie on top of them, and they're like, oh, look at my beautiful little underwear. Oh, my God, I have washboard abs. What's going on? My name is Cecilia.
Mm-hmm. And that is my name.
Yeah, that is your name. But, yeah, you're either aging, you're a model, or you are a goblin walking around the house. And that's what I look like walking around the house late at night when I'm like, da-da-da-da-da, with my little blankie.
Also a heating blanket, because when I walked in, and this is the thing, yesterday I was really cold, but in my brain I'm like, last Tuesday when I was on here, I was really cold, but in my brain I was like, I have this headlining show coming up tomorrow, and that's all I can think about. So I couldn't think about my body comfort. Today I walked in, I go, Randy, you got a heating pad, man, and a blanket? Because I'm cold and I don't want to be cold. I was able to say that because I was done headlining.
Well, you're checking. It's like your mind, body, and holes are all connected again. Now you're not as dissociated. So it's like things are starting to click. It's like while you're like in the middle of getting a tattoo, you're like, yeah, cool. No, I feel great. This is fine. No, I'm doing great. And then like 30 minutes after you get tattooed, you're like, or at least that's how I am. When I get like long tattoo stuff done afterwards, almost every time I get sick. It's like my body just like reacting. It's like, all right, listen. So you sucked the nutrients out of me, and I'm going to give you a small dose of what it'd be like to have epilepsy. It's like, okay, cool.
Well, what it is, and I saw an AI video, where they have the cartoons of people. Very strangely drawn animation, and they'll do an AI voice over it, and they'll explain like a medical procedure, or I saw one with a tattoo, and it's basically when they start injecting that ink, your body starts firing on all cylinders. It's like, we got to get this out of here.
Yeah.
So your body's probably exhausted from like, what is all this?
Mm-hmm.
But thanks to AI and animation, I understand what happens when you get a tattoo.
I'll say the original AI and animation was the work that Mr. Bean did on Whistler's Mother. That was the original animation. That's what really started it, where people were like, you know what? Yeah, I want a Photoshop. They saw that painting that he did and that drawing that he did, and they were like, oh, wow, that is good. That's where the original, let's be honest, I think that is where the original troll meme probably started from.
I have a lot of regrets in my life.
Me
and
too.
I won't list them. I can't even begin to list them.
No. People will be crying if we start listing all of them. Truly, you will be crying.
But one of my biggest ones is that I had never watched Mr. Bean.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't get to feel the joy of him till last night.
Yeah.
And I kept telling TV, come on, Mr. Bean, you know what's going to happen.
This is how you know a movie is good. And like that it still holds up and everyone's having a good time is when you're watching a movie with your friend and they keep looking over at you. Like,
I'm like, Mr. Bean's not going to do it.
Oh.
Mr. Bean's not going to accidentally erase the face off of a very famous painting. And this might be a spoiler alert. There might be other people that haven't seen it.
Mm.
I'm going to tell you, he put some
paint thinner
on the face of a very famous person.
Whistler's mother,
and thinks everything's fine because he's trying to clean up one of his previous messages. Puts up the paint thinner and turns around, and guess what?
Funniest shit in the world.
The face is boiling off.
Randy, sorry, excuse me. And I really do want to apologize to the people who have that thing in them that they're like, oh my God, I hate burps. I really am sorry. But it's like sometimes, dude, I just be having some of a little carbonated bevy and it comes out.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like I'm belching because I'm like, yeah, there's food stuck inside of my abdomen that needs to come out. And I'm not, and I'm sorry. So let's just move on. So, Randy, did you ever see Bean the movie or no? Because I don't really think he commented on it.
A long time ago.
Yeah.
You gotta watch it.
I remember. I'm familiar with the bit, and yeah, it's funny, and I appreciate it and all that. It has been a very, 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 very long time. Like probably when it came out, long time.
Okay.
What I couldn't get over is because last Tuesday when we talked about it, Tina mentioned she watched it with her brother when you were children.
Uh-huh.
And I was expecting a more G-rated movie.
Oh.
What I saw from Mr. Bean was a very sexual man. When he was humping the hairdryer thing in the bathroom.
Yeah.
And he put that leg up.
Oh, yeah.
When a man is getting you from behind and they put a leg up like Harold has done for many years, he's getting in there.
If we had the space in our 100 square foot bedroom with Rafe and I, boy, we would be really putting some legs up.
I mean, when he put that leg up, I thought, I've never looked at Mr. Bean like I'm looking right now. Would I let Mr. Bean face fuck me? I think I would.
Would I let him face fuck me? Honestly, dude, the faces that he makes in the passport photo, it's like, if he can do that on my clit, let's go, bro.
I had no idea there was such adult humor in it.
Oh, God. It's just filled with it, especially.
And very outdated stuff, too.
For sure.
Where you're like, wow, you couldn't say that about women anymore.
Oh, no. No, they definitely, there was definitely some stuff. Look at this motherfucker. You cannot look at Rowan Atkinson and not think it's the funniest thing. We were laughing so hard. We did our 2 headlining shows, which we will get to, but let's deal with what's at hand first. So we did our 2 shows. We did our meet and greets, and it was Libbie's first headlining show. She killed it. But the decompression of being able to just sit on the couch and me already knowing, having locked and loaded, hey, we need to watch this movie. We talked about it, and this is going to be a good light movie for us to have on while we bullshit and talk. And just watching you laugh so hard. I can't remember what got you really, really good up top.
Humping the hairdryer got me.
Humping the hairdryer really got you.
The face coming off got me.
When he sees the guns in the airport.
And he's like,
the fact that he just is like.
It just, and I knew what was going to happen. I'm not a child. If I was a kid, I would have never seen some of those things coming.
No.
But I knew that Mr. Bean was going to mess that painting up and then try to recreate something. And I knew that was going to happen because I'm an adult. I saw what they were doing. I'm a comedian. But it was still the funniest thing in the world.
I mean, that's what's weird about it is I was watching it and I was like, oh, okay. They introduced that earlier. I see why they introduced that. And I was like excited to tell you, like, stuff's going to happen.
And the fact that he sat down in that airplane seat and was so excited to take a picture of the random man next to him. I mean, he's a lovable guy, but also can get a little naughty.
Okay. So I saw this movie in 98, 99 or something.
Yeah, in the 90s.
Late 90s. And obviously was obsessed. Ended up working at First Watch when I was 18 years old. And I've talked about this guy on here before. I'll never forget him. Benny, I hope you're still alive and I hope you're still out there.
Benny Blanco?
Benny. No, not Benny Blanco. But honestly, did have curly hair just like Benny Blanco now that I think about it.
Probably was Benny Blanco.
A big fro. No, he was not. Let me tell you. Really interesting guy. Either way, Benny starts working at First Watch. So nice. So kind. Very odd. Taking nibbles off of people's plates when they're near the dish station.
Oh, okay.
A couple of odd things like that. And when you work at First Watch, back in the day, because now it's a lot more like fresh and organic and bougie. But I worked there when I was 18, so that's almost 15 years ago. And so I worked there. When you work at First Watch, everyone wears a polo, khaki shorts. Here, polo, khaki shorts, whatever. And you get a state-mandated pair of shoes for crews.
Black?
Well, no. White.
Oh.
Yeah, they don't want people walking around in black orthopedics. When you see a guy walking through a store, he's got jean shorts on and he's got the thickest black orthopedic shoes. That to me does not scream comfort. That to me screams, hey, this person's may drop my food. So I get why
it screams safety to me. I know they're not going to fall. I'm starting to get warm. That's good. Maybe having a hot flash.
Yeah, no, you're regulating. But either way, you would get a state-mandated pair of shoes for crews. They would give you the catalog, and everybody looked ugly.
Did you go like this?
In these clothing. Oh, yeah. You look through, and you look at the Chucks, the fake Chucks shoes for crews, and you're like, dude, I want those. And they're like, no, we can't have those.
Those are not non-slip.
Let's go to this page. And then they go to the page that has all of the shoes that look like dead people wear them, that people die in.
Mm-hmm.
So we pick our shoes out. And it's a quick turnaround because First Watch back then, they must have had some kind of partnership.
Yeah, for sure. With shoes for crews.
With shoes.
Yeah, can you not sneeze? Thanks.
Thank you. God, that felt good. Ooh, man, that was nice. So, we order our shoes for crews. The quick turnaround. We're talking first day of training. Boom. Next day.
Wow.
Day after, you're coming in and you're having your shoes. So.
Well, they're not going to have a lawsuit on their hands. Somebody's slipping in their kitchen?
No one's slipping there. You won't catch nobody fucking slipping at First Watch. They do the white glove.
And even if they were trying to do some sort of fake insurance fraud, you can't fall in those shoes. It's just not possible. You're not going to slip.
You can't slip in a thick shoes for crews. Dude, and let me show you the exact one that I had because I remember.
You might trip over something, but you're not going to slip.
Oh, no. Well, you're going to come to a weird kind of stop almost because it's going to stop you so.
And there's different lawsuits. There's slip and falls.
Yeah, there is.
And there's back ones. You're not going to get a slip and fall when you are wearing a shoes for crews, white First Watch shoes. All right, trying to make them look like Air Force Ones. Yeah, failing miserably.
So funny they're trying to act like they're cool. Okay, women.
I mean, they actually, why didn't they have those when I worked at restaurants that had shoes for crews?
Yeah. They're criminal brands. Shoes for crews. Let's click on it. Size, style,
No,
feature.
They have really changed because when I was working to wear these kind of shoes, there was nothing cool like this.
You're right. And it has been a while. Well, we need to make sure that we put non-slip. Oh, it says slip resistant. Okay. So these are the women's non-slip resistant or slip resistant that we're working with. I mean, these are...
I'm blown away at the Not only the comfort that I can see from these shoes, but
Those
the versatility in fashion.
These are nice. Look at those.
You wouldn't even know.
Libby, these are $25. Those are 44% off. Technically, that deserves a spot in the bargain corner.
But they're the ugliest ones.
Yeah, for sure. But also, it's like, when you're looking at comfort. Okay, so these are actually like very much not the ones that we had.
We had ugly ones. So, they looked more like those second ones.
Yes.
That was what I had to wear.
I mean, the ones that I had were so fucking ugly. Hold on. Shoes for crew. Okay, I'm going to type that in again, and we're just going to hit images and see if I can pull it up. Okay, so mine were definitely a more chunky. They were very orthopedic looking.
Right. Like those right there, those second, not those, the ones up. Those were very much like the ones I wore.
Yeah. I think these were kind of like the ones I wore. Like they were just, yes, they were almost exactly like this. But they had a circle on the side that said, Shoes for Cruise. Yep.
They don't do that anymore.
Nope, they don't.
They shouldn't have in the first place.
Oh, they have some cool ones. The ones I wear right now that I wear to the bar job, it's a pair of Skechers, and they're really worn out. But it's like, hey, soul's still active, so I'm still rocking.
Let's see if we can see a diagram of the bottom. I want to see what makes these slip resistant. Look at that. I don't know what it is, but they work. I don't know if it pushes the water out the sides.
Well, no, it's about the oil.
Yeah,
It's really more about the fryer oil because it gets everywhere back there. Whether you know it or not, it's back there, and it's coming for you. Slip resistant. Okay, so let's flex tread feature. Whoa, that's cool. Trip guard feature, decreased trip hazard zone to allow fluid movement between slippery environments.
I'm not saying that I know a lot about shoes for cruise, but I think I do. I know that these shoes have prevented many a lawsuit to restaurants, banquet workers at Marriott. That's where I wore them at Steak and Shake.
Oh, yeah. I've been wearing shoes. I've been wearing shoes for cruise. I think my first job that made me have them was probably Einstein's, and I was like 16. Because other than that, I was just kind of farting around working at places that was like, it was just working.
They didn't care if you fell.
No, they did not.
Well, the black ones that I wore at the Marriott, that's when I discovered that black socks made my feet stink.
Okay, I remember talking about this now.
Because I had to wear the black shoes with the black socks.
Oh, yeah.
That's, they can come up with a shoe that keeps you from slipping. How about come up with the sock that keeps you from stinking? And that's my campaign platform.
I do agree with that because, listen, I have been wearing lighter colored socks. Have my feet been less stinky? Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Truly, lighter color socks totally changed everything. I'm doing good. So, yeah, we need some socks. But hold on. I've realized I didn't finish the story about Benny. It's fine.
So sorry, Benny Blanco.
Benny Blanco, my best friend.
Benny Blanco.
So, we ordered our shoes for cruise. Second day of work or something, and Benny gets his in. I've never seen a man more excited. When these shoes for cruise were delivered to us, hand delivered to us by our manager at the time, Peggy, really awful woman.
Name's Peggy.
Either way, she comes over, hands us our shoes for cruise. I open them up, check mine out. Benny sits on the ground. Opens them up, begins putting them on his feet immediately.
Did they have a tissue paper?
Oh, they had a tissue paper. He threw his off to the side, but then he grabbed it and he put it back in the box and said, I'm going to keep these in here later. And he put his other shoes in there. And this guy was so excited because he was getting ready to be done with training, having a good old time. So Benny takes his shoes, hits the road. Weirdest guy ever. But, we were all very close and always doing bits there and fucking around. Mm-hmm. So, he kind of did fit right in and we loved him. And he comes back the following day wearing his shoes more excited than that thing for his first official shift at First Watch to Pair, which is now closed.
Mm.
And
that one was off New Ballas.
It was right off 270 and Manchester. Right off 270.
Okay, yes.
So by that, like Surf and Sirloin and the Trader Joe's and all that shit. Okay, so we get into work. It's like 6:30, whatever. Benny strolls in wearing his shoes, and he's like, guys, I wore these all last night. I wore them at my friend's house. I was breaking them in. I mean, and he was like, these are nice shoes. He was going on and on about the shoes. So excited. This motherfucker gets his first elderly man at his first official table. When he goes over, he asks the man if he can take a picture with him. So he takes his flip phone out and took a picture of him and his old man.
His first customer?
Wearing a lime green polo that had stains on it. And he just bought it from what I had assumed. But yeah, he was a really interesting guy. Eating off people's plates and all that. Taking pictures
Benny
of things.
on Instagram, see if you can find him.
Benny Blanco?
The Benny that you're talking about.
Libbie, I am almost positive that Benny was an unhoused man that I don't even know. I think he was a drifter. He was in and out.
He wasn't a real employee?
I don't think he was a real person to this day sometimes.
God, I wish I knew where he was.
I do too. If anybody knows where Benny is in St. Louis, Missouri, he worked at First Watch in, how long ago was 15 years ago? Probably 2010.
But what a great scam if you are unhoused and need a pair of shoes. Get a job. Get some shoes for crews, a nice shirt, and maybe a pair of pants. Then hit the road, Jack. You never see or hear from me again.
Oh, dude.
Got a brand new outfit. I'm standing on the corner of my brand new outfit.
It was like after that week, because like the weekdays are chill, you know, not chill, but like whatever. They're kind of busy. Weekends at First Watch, you're open 7 a.m. to 2:30. That motherfucker is bussing from start to finish, and you are sweating. You need to pee. You want to smoke. You can't smoke. It's too busy all day long. So Benny and I both want to smoke at one point, and I am, sneaking out to smoke cigs and lying.
And Peggy's pissed.
Oh, Peggy fucking, if she caught you smoking, and she was a smoker too, she just liked to wield the power.
Yeah.
She liked to wield the power. She liked to wield the power on old Benny. And Benny, I remember, we're in the middle of the rush. I run out to smoke. We're sweaty, because there's a lot going on. You're touching maple syrup. You're sweaty. There's a kitchen. Everyone's running around. Need a refill on coffee. Need more blueberry compote. Need a side of butter. Oh, I didn't get my fruit cup, And then I got fucking Socorro, the scout that was working at the kitchen at the time, screaming fruit crepe over and over again.
Was she from Bosnia?
No, she was from, I think, Colombia. Or actually, Peru, where they make ceviche.
Okay.
And I know Peru is very big on ceviche. Either way, we're back there all sweating our fucking balls off. And I'm like, God damn it, I'm so thirsty. I'm like taking a drink of water or something, kind of by the dish station. And Benny's holding a plate and he looks at me and he goes, I'm so hungry.
He said what?
He goes, I'm so hungry. And then I was like, no. Because we're in the middle of the rush.
Right.
He's looking around. I know what he's going to do. I'm like, don't eat that man's pancake, please.
Was it the pancake after he had bust the table? Or and then let him eat it?
It's
going in the trash.
He had already busted the table. We were by the dish station by David, the dishwasher, smallest Hispanic man I've ever known, hardest working man ever. And David even looks at him, doesn't speak any English, and is like, and we're both like, no, don't do it, Benny. He goes, God, I'm so hungry. Grabbed it, and he fucking ate it. Oh, man. But yeah, Benny was gone pretty shortly after that.
But you know what?
Got his shoes for cruise.
He's a smart guy. And not only that, but he was so happy for his first day of work, he took a picture on his flip phone. We all could learn a lesson from Benny.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoy the small things in life.
Yeah.
Don't waste your whole week worrying about a show missing every little happiness that life has to give you.
Yeah, that is true.
I didn't enjoy my life for this past week.
2 weeks.
2 weeks, because I knew I was going to headline. And Benny shows up, gets his shoes. They're the best shoes the man's ever gotten. He was proud of them. He showed them to his friend, wore them all night. Here I am complaining about doing a headlining show. Benny's got a new pair of shoes. I'm learning a lot from Benny today, and I wish I could have him here with me.
I really do think about him, I'd say once a month.
He got excited and took a picture with a customer.
I couldn't believe it.
And what's even more unbelievable is the customer was like, yeah, sure.
Oh, the old guy was like...
The old guy was probably like, wow, this is weird, but I'm going to do it anyway. And when you talk about this guy, it reminds me of this young man I started following on Instagram. And I wish he was my son.
Okay.
I have to think of what his name is. Just started following him and look. And I saw a video of him fixing a penny, what is it called? Penny farther? Is that those bikes with the big wheel on the front?
I'll be honest, I have no idea what the heck you're talking about. You're saying Penny Farmer, I'm thinking of It the Clown. I'm thinking of Pennywise. I'm thinking of the penny machine at the zoo when I'm like, oh, yeah, I want one that looks like a lion. And it's like, Tina, you're 32 years old. You do not need to buy a flat penny at the zoo. Why are you buying a flat penny?
That's joy.
Why are you spending time cranking out a penny? What are you doing? You don't need it.
What's his name? Where is he?
Oh, my God. I just remembered a bit that I said last night, and it was so fucking funny. I had Libbie, like, damn, dude. What are you looking for right now?
His name is Parker Edmondson. Look up his Instagram, Parker Edmondson. And we're going to watch this video, and then we'll go back and talk about your bit.
No. I want to. No, we need to go back and talk about just the whole headlining stuff like that. I'm writing down things that we need to talk about. Whoa, who the heck is this cute MF?
This guy is obsessed with old-timey stuff.
Okay.
And just is the coolest guy. Let me see the video that I saw. Keep scrolling. Go into Reels. His whole house has old-timey stuff. Just fucking cool. All right, keep on scrolling till you see like a bike. A penny farthing bike. We're looking. Oh, God. Where is it? Keep it going. Look at how cool he is. He dresses old timey.
I mean, the guy is adorable. Dresses old timey, having a good timey.
This video there it is, that one right there with the black and white. I think.
Here's a throwback to when I fixed the tire.
On my penny farthing bicycle from the 1880s or 70s.
It sounds like...
Okay, and here is what we're going to use to fix the back tire. That and some tape.
And when I saw this, I thought,
life is uncertain.
That guy's not going to be able
tape
to
with you.
fix that with that stupid...
Okay, let's get this original rubber off of this wheel.
He's not going to be able to fix
that. Okay, I've
that.
cut a piece of the water hose off. Let's cut it down to size, and then we'll tape it onto there. Okay, I've cut the water hose to size.
Cleveland
now
Brown
we're
on the
tape
mic.
it. Okay, here's our temporary fix. Let's test it.
Now,
so these shoes are not ideal to ride this bike in, but that's what I wore today because I'm going to be working on my car later today, and I don't really care about these clothes. Okay, let's
This
test
is the part that brought me so much joy. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to enjoy the small things in life. Is that bringing anybody else joy?
I can't. This is so adorable.
What did you say? Loud? How do we turn it down?
I don't know.
Do you see him?
Yeah, it was adorable.
Okay, today I'm going to be repairing the back tire on my penny farthing bicycle from the 1880s or 70s.
I have not stopped thinking about this video since I saw it. You can even see my name down there. Libbie Higgins, and these many people liked it.
Here's the deal. I love that you love this, and I love this too, because You're right. It is about small, dumb, little fucking things like this that bring us joy. It's true. You're right. You're not wrong. Even like our antiquing, bargaining, things like that, I realized, I was like, it's kind of started as like a coping mechanism for me, I think, and I didn't realize that. Like I was always a bargain hunter because like we were poor when we came to the U.S. and shit. But yeah, now it's like shit like this. Like that guy's just refixing something up. I was replanting fucking plants the other day at my house, just having a good old time, saving plants. I have a plant that Maggie gave me. I mean, I left it in this sad little thing for so long and it was almost dead. And I was like, I kept telling the plant and myself, I'm going to get to you soon. Like I promise. I don't have time. And it was so cold outside, blah, blah, blah. So I kept telling this little plant that I would be back for him. And
I'll keep hanging on for you.
I felt guilty because when I finally got to it, it was the night before you came in for your headlining show on, Wednesday night or whatever. And I looked at it and I was like, God damn it, I really need to fucking replant this. He's going to die. So I replanted it or whatever, just took it out, put it in an actual pot and not that fake plastic pot that it came in.
Mm-hmm.
And so I put it in an actual one, put water in, blah, blah, blah. This plant was actually dark brown when it was in there. Had in the very middle, I actually took a picture of it because I was like so blown away. So it was dead as Jerome would say, dead as a doornail. Dead as a doorknob. It was dead as a doornail. So had a tiny little piece of green in the middle and all of these dead wilted leaves or whatever. So I just fucking doused it in water all night long, kind of while I was like working on things and whatever. I actually watched this plant come back to life over like the next couple of days. And it's the one that was sitting in the sink. That little like green
Did you
one.
sing, wake me up. I can't wake up.
Yeah.
Meet me up.
That's exactly how I felt.
I saw it, and I saw the little green embers coming out.
He is coming back to life. He was dead. I got to show you this picture.
That's how I feel today. I was dying, and now I'm back alive.
That's how I've felt lately. I feel like I am shedding my last layer in the substance, and, that's where we're at. I took pictures of myself crying while I was in the middle of my breakdown last week because I know you used to do that, Libbie, and I don't know why I took them, but I just did.
Man, this thing is... It's doing it.
Plants are insane and resilient
Did you want
and
me to
beautiful.
Swipe?
No.
Oh, I didn't know if I was going to see the crying picture.
Oh. No. I just saw it when I was pulling up.
Oh.
But basically, it's like a shitty plant, dead in the middle. Now, back in action. Back in action. I'm just watering this little motherfucker. Just a little self-care every day. We just got to chip away, bitches.
And that's kind of like us.
We just got to chip away.
We're like a plant. You got to water it, it'll die.
We have to, we have to check boxes daily or else we get depressed.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
Or your body starts hurting.
Yeah, and your body is hurting and it's so bad.
It's hurting and the legs are broken. Yeah, 1 week of neglecting self-care put me back. I don't know how long it's put me back. It's going to take me a minute to get back.
Me too. I was killing it. Had the breakdown, didn't, whatever. And when I say breakdown, I just more mean like just general state. Like just kind of like trudging through the last of my bullshit, feeling like shit. Very vulnerable, very raw, very emotional. Raw and uncut, WWE. So it was tough. It was actually really tough for me too to even be like excited about doing the shows in a way. Like when I texted you last week or earlier this week first that I was like not doing okay, I honestly was like, I'm going to have to cancel doing Slop City this weekend and I'm not going to be able to do the shows. And I almost told you that.
I thought you were, but I wasn't going to say like, do you still want to do the shows? I was going to wait to see what you said.
I'm glad that you didn't say anything yet, like at first, because I truly like how bad I felt in the moment. I was like, there is no way I'm going to physically be able to get up, go to Randy's, do comedy, do yada, yada, yada. But either way, I chipped away through it. I made it happen and I did it.
And I knew asking you was putting a more burden on you.
And I appreciate
You didn't
that.
need to be thinking about that. You needed to be thinking about getting yourself together, Barbara. Because what we do is pull ourselves up by our straps.
Yeah, we're pulling ourselves up by our bootstraps and swaddling ourselves because no one's going to swaddle baby.
Well, a lady, several people last night told us, but one lady, and I wish I could remember her name, was like, thank you for talking about mental health.
Did she have glasses?
Yeah.
Heather.
I know she told you too. Heather?
Heather. I remember meeting her.
She goes, I told Tina this too. And she was being very vulnerable and nice and was listening. And then Aunt's like, oh, you got to go. Aunt kind of made her walk away. So, Heather, that's your name, and you were talking to me about mental health stuff, and then the security guard kind of yelled at you to go. I'm sorry about that. He was trying to help, I think, but he didn't know that we were having a nice. He thought we were just like, yeah, you like sucking dick? Yeah, I like sucking dick. You were talking about something very nice and vulnerable.
Well, there was just a lot of that conversation with Heather made me really happy. She was so sweet and she was adorable. She was like, us empaths like really feel for you when you like say that you're like struggling and that you're like, you feel like you're not worth it and, whatever ideation stuff, like they really feel for it. And I'm like, I understand that. And I'm like, it's because I feel that for people. Mm-hmm. Like when you tell me, like in past times when you've been like deeply depressed and you can't get out of bed and I try to help or whatever, it's like, I hate that. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe my friend feels this way. They're so great. I don't want them to feel this way. So it's like, I get that feeling. And that's why I'm just really glad that we're slowly but surely building a small army of bad bitches. And I told that to Heather. And then I looked over at her little partner and I go, men can be bad bitches too, okay? I go, everyone's a bad bitch.
Yeah.
I was like, that's what we're doing here. We're trying to build an army of cool dudes, a strong, grassroots, unprecedented network of resilient, strong young men.
I wish
young
Bernie
dudes.
was our president.
Bernie?
Yeah.
Me too. But no, I really do just want to say, like, yeah, it was very stressful. And it's like Libbie headlining at the first club that ever gave us work in St. Louis, that made us feel like we could be real comedians. To perform there last night was really cool. 2 shows. We did a great job.
It was unreal. I'll say that.
Let's just start with this. So, here, I'll start with my thing.
You start with your thing.
And then you do whatever. Because we do need to pay homage to the shows and all that. So Libbie and Libbie and Shy and Teal, our openers, were all sitting in the green room, hanging out. And then this cat comes walking in, this young buck. Cute young kid. What do you think? 22?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. 22, some shit like that. And this kid comes in and he says to Libbie, it was adorable. He stops her. He goes, hey, I just wanted to say, like, your audience, your crowd is really nice. Like, they're all really nice people. He's like, I'm running food, whatever. And a lot of times I drop the food and people don't even look at me. They don't even say thank you. And he was telling Libbie, he's like, your audience, this crowd, like everybody has looked at me and said thank you, and everyone's just been really nice. So I don't know what that's worth, And then we're like, oh, that's great to hear, blah, blah, blah,
And I said, get out of my green room.
Yeah, and then
you didn't knock.
Libbie goes, hey, young fella, come here. Get the fuck out of here. But either way, we're like, hey, young fella, get in here. Thank you. Thank you for the compliment. Thank you for, don't know if you know, but those are some of our fans, whatever. But I just asked him, I was like, what's your name, young fella? This kid looks at us and says, Rafe. Libbie and I both about fell the fuck out. We were losing it.
I go, what?
And he was shook too. He's like, what do you mean? I was like, he's like,
I go, her boyfriend's name is Rafe.
Well, no, he starts spelling it first. Remember, he goes, yeah, Rafe. And we go, Rafe? And he's like, yeah, R-A. We're like, we know how to fucking spell it. Dick me don't know how to fucking spell it. I am in love with a man named Rafe. But either way, we were shook. And then this little fella was so nice, so kind. So fucking hell yeah, Rafe. Little Rafe.
So we had to tell him the whole story about how her boyfriend's name is Rafe, and those are the only 2 Rafes we've ever known, and he was blown away.
Yep. He was very blown away because I was like, yeah, we met one other Rafe. He's like, no way. There's no Rafes. I was like, I know. That's why this is so exciting.
And they both spell it the same way, right?
Yeah. R-A-F-E.
Or didn't he say Raphael?
Yes. He goes, is he a Raphael? I said, yes, he is. And he goes, oh my God, me too. And I go, yeah, he spells it R-A-P-H-E-A-L. And he goes, what? Because that's the incorrect spelling.
Okay.
Per the Bible. Rafe's family, just, I wouldn't say spelling is their number.
Spell checked it.
They should have spell checked it, but, it was 1940 when Rafe was born, so just kidding. But yeah, so that was like before the show to start. And then we asked, Libbie was like worried about time and shit. Like, oh my God, am I going to be able to do enough time? Blah, 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 which I get. I would be freaking out too.
I mean, it's really easy when you're the feature and you can do 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, and even so let's say I'm featuring, and I'm telling this to you guys as if you've never done comedy. So if you've done comedy, just skip forward.
Yeah.
When you do 20 minutes as a feature, you're in between the host and the headliner. So if you do 15 minutes, it's not a big deal. Everything's fine. The show goes on. Then when Chelsea gets up there, if she only did 20 minutes, it would be a problem because you contractually have to do about a 90-minute show.
Mm-hmm.
Because they have to drop checks. And so I thought, what if they all go out and then I only can do 20 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to get in trouble because I didn't do a 90-minute show. Will I get paid? That kind of stuff was going through my head. So I'm fretting. I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to make everybody do the maximum amount of time they can do. Tina, do 25.
Well, then we added, so the show had Shy McKenzie, local St. Louis comic. And then we were like, okay, are there any other comics that are here or whatever? And TBH, I kind of had a feeling that Teal would be there just because Teal is like the best.
The best.
Listens to our pod on the Patreon. Just such a fucking cool dude. I love Teal so much. And he's so unbelievably funny. If you don't follow this comedian, Teal Pierce, start following him. He is unreal. I mean, just next level, really brilliant, really smart. So Teal did a fucking spot on the show too. So
that was 7 minutes.
So Shy did 15, Teal did 7 minutes, and I did 25.
So Tina was adding all this up for us.
And that brings us to 42. And then Libbie did her contractually obligated time, which was what, 45 to 50 or something?
The first time I did 45, the second time I did 50.
Nice.
And the relief I got was incredible, but I kept looking at I was obsessively checking my timer. I'm like, okay, I'm at 20 minutes. Can I do 25 more? But fuck. The thing I learned last night is that when you are a headliner, you can relax more into it. Meaning you don't have to, I got to hurry up and get this joke out because I only have 15 minutes.
Yes.
I could be patient with myself and more with the audience too.
Absolutely. That's honestly how I felt too. Even just having a little more time and trying to not do new stuff, but it's I'm editing a lot. I'm trying to tighten up everything and really fucking be more disciplined. And, it was I felt the same as you though. Not headlining, but still working on new stuff, trying to get better. And it's you gotta oh my God, okay, can I do this? Can I do this? And I was just so anxious all day. Am I going to hit my mark kind of thing? Am I going to hit all the beats? Am I going to be able to do everything that I want to do? And it was just pure anxiety until I went on stage. TBH, that's why I got there at fucking 6:45 for a show at 7 because I get there earlier But I wasn't hosting, so I didn't have to like adjust the mic stand. I didn't have to do any of that. I just got to cruise in, not be as anxious because I was working on our taxes all day, which gave me such anxiety. And then I'm just like, oh my God, I have a fucking set to get together tonight. Not only do I have a set to do, but I can't let Libbie down. I'm opening for Libbie. I'm supposed to, some of these people are going to be there to see us, blah, blah, blah. And that is the one thing I'll say about the shows that we had last night too. Like, it was so cool to that first show. I just felt so loved and welcome. And I felt like people were there to see us and they were there for the comedy and they gave every fucking comedian on the show respect.
Yes.
And the second show was great too.
I heard somebody say, hell yeah, brother, as soon as she walked out, and it made me so happy.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you'll go to a show and people are there to see the headliner and they don't know who the opener is.
Yeah.
They knew who Tina was and were so happy to see Tina. Why are so many people texting me?
I don't know. But yeah, well, and I think that Libbie last night, like after one of the shows or something, looks over at me and was like, dude, we're kind of like a package deal.
Yeah.
Something like that.
It's like.
And I love that. That made me really happy. Not like, it's like.
Because they know, when they know you, they know me. And when they know me, they know you.
Yeah. It was really, I felt like people were there and ready to like listen to our ideas. Like I was just able to kick back a little bit. Like once I got a gauge of the room and I'm like, oh wow, there's so many people that are here to see us and stuff. And like, dude, seeing women that look uptight, but watching them laugh and like enjoy every minute of our show and just seeing all the different people in the audience too. I'm like, this is so cool. Like,
the ladies that were the older ladies, the boomer ladies, came up to me afterwards, and she goes, I just knew you from them, excuse me, so we just thought we would come. And she goes, we had a great time. And that made me so happy.
Yep.
Because these are women, not to judge a book by cover, but these gals were women that usually berate me online.
Yeah.
You know, lose weight, eat better. You're disgustingly crude.
Mm-hmm.
They had a great time. Another takeaway I had was even the old jokes that I do, the true tested, I could slow down enough where I was adding tags.
Yes.
While I was doing it because I was slowing down.
Well, and you were in the moment.
I was in the moment.
You're in the moment. You're yes-anding yourself. You're yes-anding the audience. Like, that is the best.
I
when
mean,
you're
jokes
like,
I've done for 10 years, I was adding tags on just because I could slow down. And I didn't have the pressure of getting off stage. The pressure this time was staying up there longer. So I was actually like mining in my head. Oh, what else can I say about this?
Yeah.
And also just fucking with the crowd more.
Did you feel relief like when I got off stage in a way? Like, or just like for your first one? Because it's like, at least me, I didn't know if you felt relief being like, okay, the crowd is like, awesome.
No.
Like, okay. Because that gave me hope when I was going on stage. Like how respectful they were to Shy and Teal and how, I mean, they fucking killed. They killed. And so that was like that first show. And I mean, I haven't done stand-up in.
Oh, God.
I mean, it's been at least a month.
I mean, I was thinking about my jokes yesterday. I couldn't remember them. And I'm like, do I have dementia?
No,
but it's that muscle memory comes back.
Yeah.
Which is good. And I need to remember that and not be so worried. But all in all, people really came out. And I'll say this. I said this on my Instagram. Generally at a comedy club, they book these people months in advance. And they have months to promote it.
Mm-hmm.
Months. Well, they had somebody drop out. So Helium asked my guy, hey, does Libbie want to fill in? And I said yes, even though I was scared. 2 weeks. And they did what's called dark ads. And dark ads are, they'll put ads onto people's Facebook and stuff where they think, like maybe people that follow Tina that don't follow me, they'll push those ads out to, and this is absolutely insane to me.
Terrifying.
they'll put maybe ads out to Chelsea's people that don't follow me or something like that. It's just really weird and manipulative. But regardless of them putting those ads out and me promoting almost every day, we were able to sell nearly 200 tickets. And you might be saying, that's not a lot. Because I heard some murmur in the showroom with some employees thinking we didn't do a good job selling on a Friday night. Mm-hmm. And you know what? Typically, people that come through there are bigger comedians, and they're selling out because they have months in advance.
And they also are at different stages in their careers.
Right.
We are comedians that are just now beginning to headline, 10 years into our career.
So if you're thinking, 200 tickets ain't much,
you're wrong, bitch.
You're wrong. Because when Turner, my manager, called me on Wednesday, he goes, yeah, you guys have sold 81 tickets to the first show. And I go, what? I honestly believed 30 people were going to come.
I think last night at the early show, whole bottom bowl was filled.
The whole
entire bottom bowl. That was at least 120. I would think.
It was 117.
It was 117 at the first show?
Yeah.
And then, 80 something,
81,
90?
I think, for the second one.
Dude, get the fuck out of here. Are you kidding me?
And I mean, when I looked out in the crowd, I saw a former student from Ellisville Elementary. He was in the first class that I did when I worked at a school. Very first class. He was there. People that I knew in high school. Friends that I've had since high school, childhood friends. My best friend from grade school was there. People that I've met at Chelsea's shows. And the way people came out and supported us.
Riz Show people, too.
They did?
Yeah. There was a bunch of Riz Show people. They probably just came through the meet and greet and or the line. Because they would come over to me, say hey, and then run over to your line.
I feel like I'm going to start crying, but
you should. You deserve it. It makes me want to cry. It's so cool. It's
so cool.
It's the coolest thing in the world.
And it's cool to know that those people that have seen me doing comedy in bars and restaurants. And there was a big group of people that saw me perform in Festus at a restaurant, And I will say that I'm proud of myself, but I mean, Jesus, to come from a person who was scared to do anything to doing that show last night and then the people could see that. I know they see it.
Yeah.
They saw it.
Barbara, shut up. I'm crying too, bitch. Barbara, I am crying. We are both crying on our podcast. And there are tears in both of our eyes.
Then when I walked off the stage and the first show, they all stood up.
Yeah. Oh, God. Even just all of it. Unreal.
And I can't believe it.
Uh-huh. The Latino couple that I set you up with. Greatest gift in the world.
Tina gave me the greatest gift. I couldn't hear much of her, but I just heard her go, oh, my God, when Libbie fucking sees you. And I go, it's a Latino man. And straight out the gate, she set me up for the greatest.
I imitated you. I go, this is what she's going to do. And I walked back to the green room behind the curtain and I go, this is Libbie. When she's walking out, she'll be waddling out. And I fake walk and I go, you are in her direct line of sight. I go, you are the first thing she's going to see. I was like, this is
great. And I heard
great.
that and I, of course, played that up and people loved it. And that big first pop, that big first laugh was like, yeah, I got this.
Uh-huh.
I didn't have full confidence yet because I thought I got to do 45 minutes.
Oh, it was terrifying. Everything about it. Everything about it was terrifying, but also was very, very cool. And you know what? Secretly, I am very glad that it wasn't fucking sold out, packed to the gills. That, to me, I mean, obviously it was sold out, packed to the gills, so that you could have made money and, then I would have made more money and stuff like that.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. But I liked that it wasn't too much where it overwhelmed me. And I mean, really, everybody was fucking there to have a good time.
Oh, they were ready. They got it. They really got it.
They really did. They got it. They got our jokes. They got what we were doing. And, I should mention a couple of people that I saw in the audience. Guess who I saw during the first show? Sitting right under the motherfucking spotlight. 2 people, actually. I saw Sarah, my boss, at the bar. She came alone. She was a little tipsy for sure. And she was just like texting me, I'm so proud of you guys. I have to come out and support. I came alone. And she was like freaking out, acting like she's edgy as fuck for going somewhere alone. And I'm like, bitch, I don't know how to tell you. Like, I go alone everywhere. This is not weird to me.
It's weird to bring people with you.
You know what's weird is having to hang out with people. Have them hang out with you.
And you got to talk to them at the table and be like, ha,
yeah, so everything's going good with us. What about you?
Who's going to pay the bill? They're going to give us a check and we have to split it. You want me to Venmo you? Cash App? Zelle?
Oh, God. I hate people that are like psycho about the bill. I really don't like that. It's not a good energy and I don't want anything to do with it. But Sarah, my boss, was out there. And then while I was on stage, I also saw fucking Sis sitting in the audience.
Right. Me too. When I saw Sis. Well, I heard Sis.
I didn't hear
laugh while you were up there. I heard the ha, ha, ha. And I thought, I knew my sis was coming and I even got her comps, but I forgot she was there until that moment.
Yeah, because you were fucking panicked. Libbie freaked out so much that she was like, it was 4:00. We're at my house. And I live 15 minutes from Helium, 20 with traffic, whatever, 30 if you're Libbie. Libbie it's 4:00, beautiful out. I'm working on our taxes, doors open. Me and Bo Cephas are fucking chilling, listening to Kendrick, listening to Sophie, listening to Charlie, just grinding. And Libbie goes, hey, I'm going to just head to the club. I'm going to go to the club. I'm going to just sit in my car and repeat my set over and over and over again until I can't sit still. And she's just like got her bags, her belongings. And I was just like, all right, see you, brother. I'll see you later.
I didn't want to tell you because for some reason in my brain, I'm like, she's going to get really mad at me.
No, I won't.
I knew you wouldn't, but my brain was like, yeah, she's going to get real mad.
Same. That's how I feel about everything. But, man, I feel like there was one I remember what we need to address about the guy. But yeah, thank you. For real, thank you to everybody that came out to see Libbie, that came out to see me, that came out to see us at Helium in St. Louis. That was really, really special for us, and I'm glad that we got to experience it together.
Yeah.
Like that we both got to fucking do it, and that you didn't have to have some like fucking dildo you didn't know featuring for you. So that was sick as fuck. But we also do need to talk about Drunk Guy.
Let's talk about him in the next episode.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay. That sounds
stay
good.
tuned. This is what's it called? Cliffhanger.
It is a cliffhanger because we do. Yeah, we got a part 2. Yeah, God. I mean, everything's crazy. It's like I feel the worst I've ever felt in my life, but also the best I've ever felt in my life.
And that's life.
So
for you,
say la vie, bitches.
Hi. Somebody told me that she can't stop doing that. Last night. And can't stop doing the Barbaras.
I forgot to tell you this last night because I was laughing so hard when it happened, but I was also lighting a cigarette at the same time when I was turning out of Helium, and turning on to 40. Last night, when I'm leaving the club to head home, I don't know what it was. I think it was like some weird construction going on, and I heard a machine. Either way, the way that this thing turned over and the engine turned over, it was the loudest. It was outside, just in the fucking wild. I'm smoking and I was like, what the fuck? I go, hey, out the window. Oh, Lord. Well, we love you guys. Thank you for believing in us and thinking we're bad bitches. We're finally starting to see it. We told you, we finna be Delulu this year. We finna be Delulu, get so Delulu that
we'll be unlikable.
People are going to start to hate us. They already hate us.
They'll say you changed.
They'll say, Tina, we liked you better when you were fat. Just kidding. We actually like you. Yeah, you know they did. But yeah. Love you guys.
Love y'all.
We're grateful. Thank you.
Cut.